My topic: supply chain and its analysis. Supply chain forms and some disadvantages that may is structured in a business. In order for the supply process want for whom the people's who generated who will process and in the end activities and technologies that would contribute in the creation and the distribution of the product. Next, we will discuss the different models of supply chain. SCOR model, the global supply chain model, and the supply chain roadmap model. The supply chain reference model enables users to address, improve, and communicate supply chain management practices within and between all interested parties in the enterprise. In the global supply chain model, a cross-functional team is the one who manages every process, making sure everything is done correctly and in the right order. It also involves experts from various areas that make sure the process is successful. The process classification model has to see their business processes from a cross-industry viewpoint. The process classification framework model was developed by the American Productivity and Quality Center and its member organizations as an open standard to facilitate benchmarking regardless of industry size or geography. Next follows the supply chain roadmap. The supply chain roadmap is a method which an organization can be reviewed and organized in a systematical approach in order to assure alignment of the supply chain within the business strategy. The method is supported in the most important and recognized theories and practices about supply chain strategies and business strategies. Supply chain management and its characteristics. The supply chain management is planning. What I mean by that is making sure there is a specific plan followed and that this specific plan is based on budget and time. Another characteristic of chain management is the handling of operations. Supervising all operations and making sure everything is done correctly is a key to the success of the supply chain management. Next, in the supply chain management characteristics list is forecasting, which basically means anticipating any issues that may appear and making sure that there is enough supply in order for demand to be satisfied. Next in our list is fulfillment. Being able to fill efficiently and effectively the customer's orders is a key to the success of a business. Also important is developing a network that meets customers' demands and needs. Last but not least is purchasing and distribution. This involves the responsibility of identifying the best materials based on budget and need. It also involves being in charge of all the buying and selling activities, negotiations and agreements with vendors and suppliers, and making sure the product is distributed based on need. It is essential to mention that there are indeed some disadvantages in the supply chain process and its management. Some of those disadvantages are complexity, high cost, like that it is time-consuming. However, comparing advantages and disadvantages, I would say it is important to understand points on both sides. Some questions we would possibly ask ourselves day by day. And if there are any steps in the supply chain process we could possibly skip in order to save money, time, and energy. Overall, today we covered the topics of supply chain process and its analysis, the different models of supply chain models, the characteristics of the supply chain management, and some disadvantages that may occur. In conclusion, we need to understand that the supply chain is an extremely complex process. We also need to know that there are many different models of supply chain for businesses to utilize. As mentioned earlier, there are in fact some serious disadvantages. I strongly believe that if the supply chain process is followed correctly, it is equal to success. That's all I have for you today on this Google Hangouts on Air. See you next time.